I'm gonna sing the Wikipedia article for Fozzie Bear. So here it goes. Okay. Fozzie Bear is a Muppet originally created by Jim Henson. He is an orange, particularly fuzzy bear who tells jokes and has a catchphrase, waka waka waka, end quote. Shortly after telling the joke, he is constantly the target of Rotten Tomatoes and ridicule, especially from the hecklers Statler and Waldorf. His story: Fozzie is a very good-natured and he loves his friends. He wasn't originally performed by puppeteer Frank Oz, although in recent years he has been performed by Eric Jacobson. In Muppet Babies, his voice was provided by Greg Berg, who was also voiced Baby Scooter. Berg also voiced him in the ill-fated Little Muppet Monsters. Though it is often believed Fozzie's name is a play on Frank Oz of Oz, he was actually named after Foz Fasakos, the person who created the mechanism that allowed Fozzie to wiggle his ears. Fozzie Bear was originally conceived as Oz's main character. Miss Piggy occupied this position in later years, but Fozzie remained one of the main characters. One of his largest roles ever was in A Muppet Family Christmas, where he took all of his friends to his mother's farm for Christmas. In the late 1980s, a children's video was released called Hey, You're As Funny as Fozzie Bear, which was aimed to help kids develop comedic talent. My computer started going dark. And during the 1990s, his roles became much smaller due to the fact that Oz had turned his focus to directing non-Muppet films and reduced his time with the Muppets. Fozzie was only a supporting character in the Muppet films of that decade and only appeared in 6 episodes of Muppet Tonight. However, he returned to the prominence when Eric Jacobson took over, beginning with It's a Very Muppet Christmas Movie, in which Fozzie was the focus of a number of scenes. The character now belongs to the Walt Disney Company after Disney bought the franchise from the Jim Henson Company. The original Muppet is kept in the Teddy Bear Museum in Stratford-upon-Avon, founded by Giles Brandreth. Family and friends. Fozzie's mother, Emily Bear, appeared in a Muppet Family Christmas special. To Fozzie's surprise, she was friends with Statler and Waldorf, despite the heckling they performed on him. In The Great Muppet Caper, Kermit and Fozzie are questionable news reporters and apparently twin brothers. Fozzie also has a cousin who appeared in the first season of The Muppet Show, also performed by Frank Oz. In the Muppet movie, Fozzie makes a reference to his uncle who stewed a baker he traded in while his uncle was hibernating. Since the early days of the Muppet Show, Fozzie has often interacted with Kermit. Fozzie got Kermit to reluctantly assist him for one of his best-known monologues, Good Grief, the Comedian's a Bear, and has also quite a bit of interaction with Kermit backstage. Scrolling down. In episode 115, Fozzie constantly annoys Kermit with a running gag, delivering a number of pun items such as wire and a letter to Kermit the Frog, which it turned out to be clothes, the wire and the letter are respectively. Another running gag is Fozzie's hat. As a bear, he is naturally covered with fur all over. However, upon removing his hat, it is clear that his head shape is molded on the plate of his bald-headed man, thus the juxtaposition of being both furred and bald simultaneously. Kermit and Fozzie also have frequently been paired together in countless movies movies and books and specials in the Muppet movie. Fozzie is the first Muppet that Kermit meets on his journey. After Fozzie's unsuccessful comedy performance at the El Sleazo Cafe, Kermit invited Fozzie to come to Hollywood with him. The two friends sing the duet, moving right along in the film. Several episodes show Fozzie as dedicated to Kermit, usually responding to his instructions with a chipper "yes sir." On those rare occasions when Kermit must be away from the theater, he invariably leaves Fozzie in charge of the show, although he equally invariably regrets it. Fozzie was also frequently teamed up with Ralph the dog. In episode 101, Fozzie plays a Western bandit to Ralph's role as a Western hero. Fozzie also appeared in 2 veterinarian hospital sketches in which Ralph stalled as Dr. Bob. In episode 218, Ralph learns that Fozzie can play the piano, and they play the piano together in a performance of English Country Garden. Ralph has also played backup to Fozzie's renditions of Hi Diddle Dee Dee and Actor's Life for Me and I've Got Rhythm. During the latter number, Ralph attempts to help Fozzie with his singing, but is finally reduced to changing the half of the spares lyrics to I Don't Got a Rhythm. The young incarnations of Fozzie and Ralph are also frequently paired together on Muppet Babies. Scrolling down. Roles in the first season of The Muppet Show. The show's opening featured Fozzie telling a joke during an instrumental portion of the theme song. Fozzie was often featured in a sketch where he did comedy monologue in which Statler and Waldorf would heckle him. In the second season, Fozzie's comedy routines often had gimmicks such as ventriloquism or performing on roller skates. As the series progressed, he did fewer comedy routines, becoming more involved in the show as a whole. Occasionally, Fozzie uses Jewish humor on the show, presumably because of Frank Oz's Jewish ancestry. For example, the telephone pole bit included a reference to Frank Oz's Polish Jewish father. In Fozzie's magic act, he pulls a rabbi out of his hat. Though his main job was to be the show's comedian, he has a number of other roles on The Muppet Show. He sang and danced in many musical numbers, and he frequently acted in sketches. He also often helps backstage. He even attempts to plan out the show in one episode and write the script in another. Fozzie Bear has been in every Muppet movie. Here are some of the roles that he plays: the Muppet Movie himself, the Muppet Caper Fozzie Bear, and reporter. The Muppets Take Manhattan himself, the Muppet Christmas Carol Fozziewig, Muppet Treasure Island, Squire Trelawney, It's a Very Muppet Christmas Movie himself, Muppets from Space himself, the Muppets Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion, and Fozzie Bear. A Muppet Family Christmas himself, Muppet Classic Theater, The Emperor, Jim Henson's Muppet Vision 3D himself, Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, Baby Fozzie. My ukulele is very bad, which is why I didn't use my ukulele. It doesn't stay in tune. Okay, bye.